safe employment. Meaning, if you work with the government,
safe employment is such a thing now.
meaning you have opportunity to work for a long time, and
until retirement.
Until retirement, and also until retirement where you don't have to
worry.
You have to worry about searching other job. Through my experience working with private sector, actually quite tough for us. Especially when it comes to benefit such as medical benefit.
Jangan. Tadi you kata pasal job safety. So focus on job safety.
Okay, continue back to job safety.
That can be the second point, but you focus on the job safety.
Okay.
I work in the private sector. In my experience,
actually, we are not safe in terms of our career, and also not secure, because if you not perform up to the KPI set by the private sector, you have to leave. You have to resign. Where,
or they will terminate you.
Or the company will terminate you. So meaning you're not safe. There's no job security with the private sector, especially if you're working with multinational company. Multinational company, they're very strict. They are very,
performance oriented.
Very performance oriented.
But if you work in the government sector,
different situation.
So even if you don't perform, they will not terminate you.
They will not terminate you unless if there is disciplinary problem or action done by you.
Okay.
Number two. My point number two. Back to
tadi talk about benefits.
Point number two.
Benefits.
Benefit. If you work with the private sector, there's no such thing. The company will cover up your medical expenses. Whereas if you be government, they will cover your medical expenses up from you to the whole family, including your parents. In private sector, you have to spend your own money. And nowadays, salary when you work with private sector, the income you earn is not much different with the government. But if you work with the government, you have the same salary scale, but on top of that, you are entitled for the benefit.
Such as medical for the whole family.
Housing allowances, and then and also gratuity
upon retirement.
Upon retirement on top of your EPF.
Alright. On top of EPF, no. On top of your pension.
On top of pension. My point number three.
My uncle recently retired. From being a teacher for 35 years.
So now he earning about 5,000 ringgit pension every month.
And he received gratuity of
about 1 million ringgit. Because last time he's a director general.
Tadi kata teacher. Sorry, teacher.
And he received
gratuity of 200,000.
Okay, my point number three. Apa?
Less work pressure ataupun work pressure.
Okay, item number 3, work pressure. If you're working with private sector, every now and then you have to
Tangan.
you have to make sure, you have to ensure your monthly or weekly KPI is achieved. If you fail to do so, the company have the right not to give you bonus or salary increment,
And even terminate.
You until certain point. Yeah?
For example, if your job is to sell
if your job to sell
cars,
okay, the company usually will give you KPI to sell at least 5 cars a month. If you fail to do so within certain period, the company reserved its right to terminate your contract. So meaning there's no job security for you if you're working with the private sector.
Pressure. Talk about pressure.
Oh, sorry.
So this gives you a lot of pressure, tremendous pressure
for you
to perform. However, if you work with the government,
However, if you work with the government, there are some
little pressure.
There are little pressure working under government, especially if you work with good boss. Yeah.
And if you work with the government,
there's
nothing to sell.
There's nothing to sell actually.
No, there's nothing to sell. You work with the government,
even though you
sell what?
Even though government also nowadays set certain KPI for you, but the pressure is not so much as compared with if you're working with the private sector.
Therefore,
I would like to urge all the fresh graduate to find
a job
with a government sector. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.